Here.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Okay, item 2, invocation. Please, lots of things locally. I know we're all getting ready to go down that path of hiring a new superintendent here. And changes are coming from every direction, just locally, nationally, and internationally. And please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Item 3, hearing of public delegation. Mr. Whitfield. Okay, let me read a statement first. So it'll take a couple of minutes. This is a policy we started a few months ago, excuse me. Citizens are encouraged to attend regular, special, and emergency meetings of the Indiahoma Board of Education and are allowed to address the board and to comment as allowed under this policy. Public comment is allowed only at a regular meeting or at a special meeting declared to be a public hearing for that purpose. Public comment at regular meetings is allowed for 2 purposes: to respond to an item on the action agenda or to provide comments regarding topics not on the current agenda, so citizen comment. Speaker's comments should be shorter than 3 minutes, but in no event shall a speaker have more than 5 minutes when providing comment. If an individual is providing a comment on an action item and as a citizen comment, the time will be counted separately. The board president may interrupt and terminate any presentation not deemed to be in accordance with the guidelines set out by this policy. For example, if the person providing comments uses profanity or other abusive language above board members, or if a speaker attempts to present comments regarding an issue in a pending lawsuit. The relevant guidelines are described below and outlined on the paper and electronic forms the public completes when signing up to speak. The board president may also, after a warning, preclude an individual speaker from addressing the board at that meeting and or at the next regular meeting of the Board of Education for violation of the guidelines set out by this policy. And the guidelines are as follows. School board policy, state law, and federal law establish separate and distinct procedures and forums for the resolution of employee grievances, employee complaints, employee suspensions and terminations, complaints against individual employees, pupil suspensions and appeals, political campaigns, and litigation. To avoid circumvention of these separate proceedings and to assure fairness to all parties concerned, no person will be allowed to speak regarding the following: an issue in a pending lawsuit, complaint, or investigation filed with an outside agency wherein the district, employees, or the board is a party, a pending grievance, a pending employee complaint filed with the district or an outside agency, a complaint against individual employees, an employee disciplinary action including suspension or termination, a pending pupil disciplinary action including suspension or appeal that may reach the board. The individual dignity of board members, district employees, students, and members of the public must be respected by all speakers. Board members, employees, students, or members of the public will not be subjected to verbal abuse. That's it. I'm sure you're not going to do anything, sir. Okay. You might prefer the cameras there. You're welcome to come up here and speak, and we'll try to turn around and so I can see you. And the floor is yours for a
Well,
while.
first and foremost, thank you for listening to the reason we are here tonight is just to see if we can get open gym back. This is not only for, can you hear me? This is not only for the community, but it's also for myself, my team, and the girls' team also. We have, I have a few players that come down, or not a few, but pretty much my whole team comes down, and we scrimmage with the older alumni that played here. The reason for is just we just didn't have enough numbers, and they helped us out. Not only does it help me out or my team out, it helps the alumni out for not only to just it just helps us to get some exercise in also, which I'm very much in need of. So just wanted to just kind of bring that to your attention, that it not only is based off of the community, it helps my team and the girls also who come down, Coach Dow's girls who come down also. I do understand that there were some letters, liability letters that were giving for people to sign with the previous superintendent. So I don't know about that, but if we need, we can do that so that nobody, as far as Indiahoma, is held accountable or liable for anyone getting hurt. As stated, this is not only for myself and my team, but it's for people of the community that just love the game of basketball and just doing it for a little bit of exercise on Sundays and Wednesdays. So that is pretty much all I have. So I don't know how much time I have left.
2 minutes,
2
17
minutes.
seconds.
T-Rob, if you.
I just handed Michelle a liability form that was created when Mr. Wise was here. I turned that form into Mr. Wise. And basically we had everybody that was over 18 sign this form saying that they wouldn't hold Indiahoma Public Schools liable for any harm or anything to themselves or the gym. When we also had everybody that, if they weren't over 18, we'd have mom and dad sign. That way we were just covering all of our bases. If you want to pass around and take a look at that. I think on the last school board, I think it was brought up on all the schools that don't, I guess, have open gym. Well, this past week, I just went to a couple myself. I actually went to Fletcher and Geronimo. And then I talked to other assistant coaches and whatnot who invited me as well. In MacArthur, Lawton High, Granfield, and Frederick, they also have open gyms. That was just some facts I wanted to throw out there for you guys because I seen the last board meeting, so I wanted to let you guys know. At Geronimo, they actually have a girls 40 and over league that does it after church at like 2 or so, and then at night they have like their men's open gym. So just wanted to give some facts out for you guys, and this is the future of Indiahoma. I know Tim's kids go, our kids go, Christian Adair's kids go, like they want to be in the gym. So that means a lot to us for kids at a young age that want to be in the gym. And I don't know, I just feel like it's a great thing. We know that they're in the gym, they're wanting to get better rather than just being out, doing who knows what. So I just wanted to bring up those few points to you guys, and appreciate y'all's time.
And I am at the gym, I'm in the gym the whole time, so I'm there every Sunday and Wednesday. The only time that I may not be is when I go back home to Shawnee to visit my parents. So, and then I have Terrence and Brooke and Tim also there. So everything is covered from that stuff. just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention also, and thank you for hearing me.
Thank you. I certainly appreciate your professional presentation. I do want you to know that anything that's not on our agenda, we cannot discuss of the board, because the agenda is prepared so people will know what we're gonna talk about. And so we can't discuss that tonight. But I certainly appreciate your presentation. Thank you,
for
sir.
hearing me. Thank you.
Okay. Number 4, consent agenda. All the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at a board meeting will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration of the following items. And these include meeting notes and encumbrances, payroll, building fund, child nutrition, monthly activity reports, and child lunch report.
I do have a question on the second page of the purchase order register,
Oh,
the second charge. Can you tell me what that is for?
The $7? So Home Depot charges a minimum financial fee for you to have a credit card.
Just to have a
Yeah,
credit card?
so we've been getting charged $1 every month, so I just put the 7 so that
Okay.
it would cover to the end of the year.
Okay.
I didn't get an encumbrance.
now you do. There you go. Now you're fixed. Ask and you'll receive.
If there's no other questions, I'd like to have it approved.
Yeah.
Is that a motion to approve the consent
A
agenda?
Motion to approve,
And,
in its entirety.
And I'll second. Bells,
yes.
Capola,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
Okay. That was, yeah. Number 5, assistant principal report.
Okay, it's almost spring break, guys. We have a few more days till spring break. The Oklahoma Youth Expo, the OYE, the livestock kiddos left out today,
Yeah.
and they'll be gone this week and next week. Spring break, of course, is the following week, and I have prepared a list of all the end of the year, starting with prom, the banquets, the awards assembly, the baccalaureate, the high school graduation, the 8th grade graduation, pre-K, kindergarten, last day of school, and teacher checkout. So you guys have that, so you can plan ahead and know where to be.
You don't have Lily's birthday on here.
No, I'm sorry. And as for the dropouts, we do not have any in our
You're on
school here.
Yeah.
We're still searching for 2 young gentlemen at the boys' home, but
From
I'm
Orion.
sure between Miss O'Brien and, Miss Bergenhire and myself, we're gonna hunt them down before
Yeah.
it's said and done, so we're good to go.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Number 6, superintendent evaluation report.
I chose the operations area because they're very important, and that's what they have set up for March usually. And Lisa is going to do 2 of them because she's got expertise in those areas, child nutrition and technology, so she's going first.
Okay, I have a slide if you kind of want to turn around and look. Child nutrition, we try to operate efficiently and effectively, including nutritious and appealing meals. Trish has a guideline she has to go by from the State Department on purchasing. And appealing meals, I'll just comment on this. We have asked her to do a alternate menu for high school students, and so that has helped us increase numbers. If she's having spaghetti, she may have a sub for them to have a choice. So that's really helped out last year and this year. Okay, Nikki, can we go to the next one?
You want me to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, now, child nutrition, it's a big picture. We are part of the National School Lunch Program, and we have strict guidelines we have to go by. We have a school breakfast program, and we have strict guidelines we have to go by. We can't give them bug juice and, they have to go with the milk or chocolate milk. And that comes under the special milk program we apply for every year and are funded. And then we have a summer food program. And we are gonna have summer food again, this year. And, what's the lady's name?
Miss Saul.
Steffi Sal will, do that. Trish opted not to do it. She's with her grandkids for the summer. So Miss Soul's gonna do that. She did that last year and did a great job with it. And it's gonna run Monday through Thursdays, and we tried to coordinate with ball camps, so we can get that number. Cash is not doing a summer lunch, and so we do pick up kiddos from Cash.
And we do feed when we have a basketball camp here.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
try to work it around camps, and, I think Falls Creek, maybe we're ahead of time with Falls Creek, maybe. Okay, this year is the first year we went CEP. CEP is Community Eligibility Provision. And our district lady called me back in February, and she said, "Hey Lisa, I think y'all's numbers look good, you ought to consider CEP." And CEP means the whole school eats free, breakfast, lunch, students, not faculty. So, I went to Mr. Wise and he said, absolutely, if we can do it, let's get it done. And so Carrie and I, we were like at 70%, which means we would have been reimbursed for 70% of the state meal. Well, we wanted to get a higher percentage, and so we found some students that should have qualified, that maybe their parents didn't want to share income. We went to the health department, was able to pick up several more students, so we're at 87%. And that's really high for our school, I think. We'd like to have been 100, but there's just no way we could have got there. But we have to get our high school students in to eat breakfast. Out of 7th through 12th grade, we may have 6 students. So I did a questionnaire about the time Mr. Wise left, and we really received great input from teachers. And so I passed that on to Miss Fogley, and she's already working on a sheet, and we're gonna try to look at different options. Maybe a grab and go, maybe set up a cart at the gym. We're looking at seating in the cafeteria. It's not very inviting for high school kids to have to go in and eat at the long tables. They want, to be at a small round one. So we're looking at different things and trying to get any ideas we can. Trish has a good breakfast program. It's just, we can't get them in there. One 5th grade class said it's too noisy for me. And if you start off the day that way, so we're looking at alternate things we can do. Okay, I think that, CEP, we don't have to mess with any lunch forms, and that's a great, great thing. And we're not gonna have any forms for 4 more years, because we opted into CEP, we get to do that for 5 years. So it really does, and we can continue it on if we choose to. And right now, our reimbursable meals, I think Cindy, maybe you could, we're up there as much as we were that last year. It's just getting those high school students in to eat. That, not just for us, but they need a nutritional meal
Yeah.
to start the day off.
Something better than potato chips.
Right.
Yeah.
And you look at our poverty level, those students really need to get in there. Because they may not have had anything for, previous day.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our goal is to replace that walk-in freezer on the outside that it's starting to get a lot of wear and tear. It's been caulked and caulked and caulked. That really needs to be replaced, and tables in the cafeteria. Everything else has been replaced in there. The floor, the mixer, the stove, tables, you name it, it's been replaced. And so, new dishwasher, hot water heater, sink. I mean, it's beautiful if you haven't been in there. But, we just have to work on, those tables are old, very old, and they need to be gone. We need a new environment in there, smaller tables and more inviting and.
Maybe tall ones, a few tall ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Our success of the program, we have great leadership. They keep us in line. They keep, State Department keeps me in line on my paperwork. You need to know that Trish is the food service director, Brooke is staff, Mandy's the cashier, and I'm child nutrition contact person. I do all the forms and the applications for the school. And Carrie is the determining official, but that really doesn't mean anything now because we're CEP. If we had applications and a student, a family may have said, okay, well, I qualified, but I'm paying full, they would go to Carrie and Carrie would get out the table and say, no, you're $10 over. And so that's why she's on there, and she'll continue to have to be on there, but she doesn't have to do anything this year.
Give her a break. It's not going anywhere.
That's it.
Oh, that's all. How do we get your other one up? Oh.
If you have any questions on child nutrition?
Oh,
Do you see things changing?
I don't get anything for that.
With changes, Department of Ed and all these things that might be coming up down the road, do you see anything?
You know, it worries me about, just the meal pattern, that worries me. The staffing worries me. Are we not getting enough students in that cafeteria to have 2 full-time people?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of things we have to look at.
Yeah.
Commodity, I mean, price of food is going up, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens on, you know, with the price of food, if they're gonna increase our, eligibility rate. And that's all from the USDA,
Right.
so who knows what Elon's gonna do.
You know, it's just things that
Yeah,
you don't expect. Well, you should.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
How do they count the kids that eat at VOTEC breakfast? Do we get to count them, or are they?
we cannot, we don't count them unless they go through that line.
Now, now, if they
Well,
can go
that's-
through the
that's
line
why
and
they
get
don't eat,
food on
some
the
of 'em.
way
To
to VOTEC.
Yeah,
And we've waited on kids, I mean, to,
Okay.
you know, they've come in, what's for breakfast, you know, we have that menu in the window at the deal, and we'll say, hurry up and go get one. We allow them to take that with them if they want to
And
get
you
their
know, I
food.
think maybe after spring break, if we could look at a trial, just a few weeks left of school, if we could have a cart set up over in the lobby. Our problem is we have to have somebody watch them take that sack and write their name.
Yeah.
And so I think we could pick up maybe, 10 to 15 students, and that would help a lot.
And
But,
part of our problem is these high school kids come in, if we say be here at 7:45, they're rolling in at 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
that's part of the problem on the high school side there.
And I've thought about maybe, I know y'all used to have announcements and everything, maybe having everybody meet in the cafeteria for your announcements. They got 2 big screens in there. Have something, but it's getting them there, getting them back. We're just exploring ideas.
Yeah.
And if you have one, we'd sure like to hear it. Because those kiddos need to eat.
No, shit,
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
The test scores and
And we
everything
need them
depends
to
on how
eat.
much food they
Yeah.
have. Everything. Well, thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate it.
Okay, any other questions, Michelle? No? Technology, it's always changing, always changing.
Always will.
And we have a long-range plan in place. We're upgrading, and I'll talk about that just in a few minutes, our hardware and infrastructure with our E-rate money. And one thing I do want to talk about right here is industry standards exceeded for internet safety, personal and financial. We've been hit here a couple of times at the school. We've had additional training on what to watch for. All of the email now that comes in to any employee that's not within Indiahoma School District is in a mustard color. Are you sure you want to click on this? If so, be sure you know who the sender is. So we've taken that and implemented that for just, extra safety. Right now we have a firewall, and it's 2 trees out of Kansas. And they filter our internet for our students. And they've been good, but times are changing. Hours, things change within the hour, 2 hours with, people that's trying to scam you or whatever. So this year with our E-rate money, we're gonna switch to a new filter. Fortinet is what it is. And it's updated all the time. It keeps logs of every file. And it's just gonna be bigger and better for us. And so E-rate money is gonna cover that. There's a small percentage that the school will have to pay, but E-rate will, cover. And those filters are not cheap. They're expensive, and then you have to pay a monthly subscription to keep that updated. So that's what we're looking at with our filter. Okay, I didn't get to do the technology last year. Mr. Wise did this, but I went back and looked at my numbers. In 22, 23, we had 92 desktops. Now we're down to 24. We got rid of 3 computer labs. And that helped the technology person not have to go to each computer and update them for testing. But if you look at our Chromebooks, we went from 223 to 450. With the Chromebook, you can manage it from a management console and you don't have to go to any device. So we push out all of the testing programs and anything that needs to be done on those Chromebooks. Each classroom has a set of Chromebooks. And as you know, there's wear and tear on them. They get dropped, damaged keyboards. And so we still have some that we should probably inventory out at the end of the year. We'll look at that, and that number may change, about 25 we think. But at the same time, we need to be buying more because these have a shelf life of about 5 years. After so long, you can't update them. So within our plan, we need to say, okay, next year we're gonna order 50, the year after 50, and that's keeping a, fresh inventory. Our smart boards, those are outdated. You've never thought I would have heard anybody say a smart board's out of date. It's out of date. We went from 3 to 0, and Promethean boards, and this is what we're working on right now. We have 2 or 3 mobile boards. We set up one in the auditorium for Lena. I think, do y'all use that one in the gym too? Roll it down in the gym? And then each classroom has a Promethean board. Again, some of them are outdated. So really we need to replace about 5 a year because we're looking at, they run about $4,000 a piece.
My lands.
Yeah. But everything is technology driven, everything's your textbooks, this,
And every teacher uses them. Every
yes.
teacher.
And if they're down, we hear about it really quick.
Can you do like in science, the virtual experiments on them?
You can take and put, like for, in science, what is biology? You can take and have a person over here and you move their bones and organs over till you get their heartbeat going. You have to have everything in the right place and then it will come to life.
I do that
So they're very interactive.
Put me up there.
They're very interactive and, if you really want to watch someone, go through some of these elementary classrooms.
Yeah.
They know, those little kids know more than I do. Hey, you can do this and you can do that.
Amazing.
Math teachers, I think Sam, she has a ThinkPad. She can walk around and do her math and it goes up here. I'm not sure that the math teacher uses it here, but I know Sam is really into.
Yeah.
Okay, cameras, we went from 16 to 40. You think, gosh, did we really need 40? Yes, and we need 40 more. You just have to have them everywhere where a kid's at. It's just important. And my goal is to have them in the classrooms. And, I think teachers will be the first to say, hey, I'd love to have one. It just is a protection for the teacher. You get, a second set of eyes on what really happened in there. Where we upgraded at, we didn't get rid of these 16. We added 2. And if you're ever by Carrie's office, she has the old 16 on a monitor. She has the new 19 on a big TV monitor. And then we added 4 at the Ag Barn. And they're coming out tomorrow to give instructions to the admin and Donna how to download the app and be able to view it. Like Donna would like to see what's going on in the ag barn when she's in Oklahoma City. So he's coming down tomorrow to show us that. But we went from 16 to 40, so that's
Yeah.
quite a bit. And the cameras, you know what the cameras do. Safety, keeps an eye on students.
And the outsiders.
Mhm.
Helps you locate who gets on the playground.
You'd be surprised how many people call and ask Carrie or something, hey, something happened at my house. Do y'all have a camera pointed over toward us? Okay, the summer of 2025. Last time we talked, our infrastructure was not in great shape. We are great now. We did a huge upgrade this summer that Deanna left. Was that 23?
22.
22, 23, right at the end, 22.
Yeah, in the 23, we did the upgrade. Right now, we've added more wireless points. So we need a new switch, and we had people do a walkthrough, and they're gonna cover that on E-rate for us. They told us if Deanna would do a second spin on the E-rate, that they would pick up a switch, so we did that. They're gonna do new wireless access points for us. We're keeping everything we have, but we're gonna add 2. And that's just mainly for testing. When you get 12 computers on one access point when you're state testing,
Slows
we
down.
just want to be a little bit more, have a stronger signal and not be, for those students are nervous anyway, and if their computer's gonna go, well, you don't wanna cause anxiety. And our goal still is to run fiber to the ag building. I know that's probably changed with that asphalt out there, but it's just something I think we're gonna have to look at as time goes by. Right now, we're air, and we do get a little bit of static sometimes. And then I think something else we need to look at besides buying new Chromebooks and Promethean boards is, cameras. You never can get enough.
Right.
So,
That's it.
that's it.
Thank you, thank you.
Did y'all have any questions over technology?
I just have one. Back to the filter thing. What exactly does that filter? There's some obvious things, but
Okay, if I type in Playboy, it's gonna
it's screen it. So
So-
like
anything is basically inappropriate.
Screens from
inappropriate.
inappropriate.
And it's
Also,
pretty,
North Korea comes through.
yeah.
If they flag
Yeah.
that, we've had that happen
So is it
before.
language too?
Mhm.
Language sensitive?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once
What
we,
about,
Go
what
ahead.
about, people scamming and those kind of things? Can they detect that or not? Okay.
no, I mean, they're clever.
Oh, I know.
They're clever. I mean, I don't know if you're getting a text about you all toll fee.
I got one today.
That's
I
scam.
got one.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's
It's a
scam.
scam.
And you click on it, it's just,
Last time I was in Massachusetts was in '64, but I owe them $1.
what we're gonna do with adding a Fortinet firewall, we're also a Google school, and we're gonna interface their emails in with the Fortinet. And what's gonna happen if a student sends an inappropriate email, it's gonna notify several people. And we have that in place at another school that I'm at, and we get, maybe on the weekend, a child that's thinking about suicide.
Yeah.
We get that notification. And so, and I have that go, to many, and so we're gonna implement that in case we need to contact a parent.
That's so good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not very tech savvy, but fiber to the ag building, is that the big orange pipes they're laying out for tubing? What is that
Like
Like they're
fiber?
running
It's
down
fiber
those,
optics, yeah. that's-
Fiber optics,
Yeah,
okay,
fiber's about the size of a coax cable,
right.
but it's very, very,
Sensitive, isn't it?
it's
Well,
copper.
They're
It carries a
laying all
lot.
that stuff
And it
now.
goes in conduit, which is about that big, but you would have to do a directional
You have to-
bore now,
Yeah.
and that's
Right.
not cheap. But,
Who's laying this fiber optics out here now?
Hillary.
Hillary.
Hillary's doing it,
Mhm.
so we're not gonna get on board with them, or?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't think I know they support a lot of other schools and stuff. They do.
We were with them once upon a time. Right.
We will be glad to visit with them.
I used to know Doug.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some conditions.
We will be glad to visit with them.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And we've got 2 more areas. They're short and sweet.
Okay. That was informative.
Very much. Thank you, Lisa, again.
She answered questions I didn't know I wanted answered. It was great.
That's not the beginning. Oh, thank.
Looks like it's at the very top.
Yeah.
Can we interrupt just real quick? Back to child nutrition. Cindy had a good idea and she's been involved. Cindy, if you wanna tell them what.
It's called a second breakfast. They do allow you, you have to apply for it or put it in your plan. But what you can do is the kids will go to their first hour, and then when they're on their way to their second hour, they can go and we can do breakfast for them.
Kind of like the Hobbits.
Yeah, it's called second breakfast, a second meal, I think is what they call it.
That's a really good idea.
Well,
We,
some of
we
them
They'll all be
use it.
hungry by then,
Yeah,
too.
we use it with our middle school kids this year.
Okay.
And you might be able to build in a couple of minutes in your schedule.
Yes,
So-
and we did
Oh,
have to do that when they
well,
built
Well,
it.
we have time to play with there,
Yeah,
because
we do.
I'm lacking in that.
Does that help you on the front end
But
of
they
it?
just have it outside,
What you were
like you're
talking
talking
about
about,
earlier?
a grab and
Well, that
go
would-
Not
type
enough
thing.
kids eating breakfast?
That's a good idea.
That would be great.
You catch those kids that roll in a little
So
late.
that's gonna, you got actually 2 attempts to get the first one done.
Mhm.
Okay.
That'll
And
work.
it may be certain ages that you have to do that with, like we just do it with our meals, but you're talking about
Well,
high school
6 through
class, you might
yeah.
wanna do it with your high school
I'd be looking at
kids and
6 through
try it.
12.
Try it with them.
Yeah, we can handle
We could do it.
that. That's good.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Okay, thank you, Cindy.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll do an overview of our facilities and some future planning. This, of course, is a picture of our high school. 1941, we know the school was here long before 1941, but this is I guess when they built the new school, they put
Yeah.
this out front with the members of the Board of Education. And our school's looking really good. This is a really good shot of the TP and the Red Ribbon Week. And I love this, from school life to life school. This is a motto that was on class of 33. So we know that prior to that, they went to school before they were seniors. So I'm not sure if anyone knows for sure the exact date that our first school happened. So we're at old facilities, what I'm trying to say. This is one of our brand new doors. They're beautiful and they're solid wood. The classrooms are in good condition. We've got new solid doors for security and sound, and they're just finished those up yesterday, putting the final finish on them. And all of our teachers have a Promethean board, as Lisa mentioned, and we're ready to get some more. They're ready for others. Our desks and tables are in really good shape. All of our students, every one of them, have Chromebooks in every class. And if they use chairs, they're in good shape in every classroom. Bathrooms have been updated and they're clean and sanitary. I think I mentioned to you all that I had a salesperson look me up about a month ago, and he said, I want to tell you this is the cleanest school I have ever been in. And that made us all feel really proud, and particularly the ladies that keep it that way. Our bathrooms are accessible. The sports facilities are clean. They've been updated. We have a new gym floor, relatively new. The windows in the main lobby are going to be installed prior to the end of the school year. And the fence surrounding the Indiahoma Public School playground will be installed during spring break. And we need to say a huge thank you to Mary Jane. She works tirelessly on getting in the bids and everything that we need. A new air-conditioned heating unit was installed in Mrs. McClung's classroom. She didn't have heating or air, so we got that fixed. A new heating unit was installed in the ag shop area. They had been cold in there and hadn't had one, I guess, in several years. And a new heating unit is being looked at for the gym. Our future needs are in the very main lobby. The men's restroom needs to be upgraded. And the 4th and 5th grade tile in the hall need to be replaced. And the 4th and 5th grade tile in the classrooms need to be replaced. So this is something we're looking at this summer. And Lisa mentioned the cafeteria needs new tables. They also need their bathroom updated. The superintendent and incumbents clerk's office needs new carpet. It's got big long runners gone in it. And our foundations, I think, need to be evaluated. In some of the areas, we've had so much drought and then the rain and then the drought that some of it has really gone down. And so we need to look at, I think, all of our foundations and evaluate those for the future. And Lisa also mentioned this, a few more cameras are needed for security. And for future plans, we could sure use a new gymnasium, and the community might support a bond in the future for that very thing. Plan funding for the future, we've got always grants that we can write, and we've got our building funds. They're now putting the Redbud funds into our building funds, so that's really gonna help us with our facilities in the future. And we always have bonds, because we've been really cautious about not having big bonds and then having to pay them off. So by the time we get out here, they're pretty much down where it doesn't increase the amount of taxes that people pay, our millage. Do you have any questions about our facilities? Okay, then we'll go move right on to, I'll let you set me up here. Thank you. Now we'll look at our transportation department. Mrs. Morant was gonna have her class sing this for us, but we didn't get that done. Go round and round. The transportation department operates efficiently, effectively, and we've got two outstanding bus drivers, Steffi and Mandy, Steffi Soul and Mandy Cox, and they do a good job with that. The importance of school transportation is that it ensures safety, efficiency, punctuality, and community connection. And our buses, we purchased 2 small buses with our ESSER funds, and we lease one 72-passenger bus, and as you all know, the lease is up this year, and we just signed another 3-year lease. And long-term plan is to continue maintaining and keeping the smaller buses in great shape. And our long-term plan regarding the lease bus, of course, is to continue leasing every 3 years. By the end of 3 years, we're ready for a new one. We've got to begin planning for monies to purchase 2 small buses as these deteriorate, because they will after a few years. And collaborate, there should be an A there, collaborate with the stakeholders, parents, teacher, community, to address additional needs for our transportation department. And long-term is to continue providing training for our bus drivers. They have training every year. And continue providing training for the students who ride the bus regarding their appropriate behavior, actions needed in case of emergency, and other pertinent information. And here's one of our little ones, and there's bus number 2, and there's our lease bus. And do you have any questions?
Do we have trouble with kids on school buses? I mean, do they usually act pretty good?
We haven't had any difficulties, I don't guess, at all
Knock on
this
wood.
year.
I mean,
Maybe
I hate to bring that up.
yeah.
But you did.
But I did, yes.
There's always an occasionally,
you know,
someone that,
Having a bad
Usually we really have not had.
we haven't
any,
had to suspend anybody off of the
Good
bus.
deal.
this year.
Good deal.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Good deal.
And I
that's
will
all
say,
that I
the School Bus Safety Farm Bureau does a great job every year, and they come out and do a bus safety for the elementary kids every
Yes.
year at the
Okay.
beginning in August.
And they-
Yeah, so they get their training annually also,
And
the
they-
kids do.
When I was a kid, I remember doing drills.
We still do those as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have
Twice a
to,
year?
we're
2.
mandated to do 2 the first semester and 2 the second semester on each bus.
Yes. And we have to document it and make sure the State Department knows and all of that. So our drills are always up to date.
I always thought that was fun. Okay. Okay.
It's number
Oh,
7.
2 yeah, it's under number 6. 2. Oh, it's number 7.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, I got you now. Okay. Number 7, vote to approve or disapprove or table the wellness policy regarding child nutrition and physical fitness program for 2025-2026.
And there have been no changes to this, and I didn't send copies because it's really thick. But it's just exactly like it was last year, except I changed a few of the people on it that were here last year that are not here this year.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second the motion.
Bells,
Yes.
Capola,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Number 8, vote to approve or not approve of Mrs. Dana Emmel to act as supervisor for our Native American students who will be working this summer at the Indiahoma Public School. Ms. Emmel will be receiving $15 per hour, and the position would last for 8 weeks.
We have requested 4 students, and the Comanche tribe pays for all of their pay, the students, and they train them and everything. Ms. Elmo would be supervising them, so they've already decided, I think Mary Jane's already getting the paint, they're gonna paint all of the playground equipment this summer, and they've already got plans to get everything done, and she'll be a wonderful
Yes, you
supervisor.
will. Yeah.
I make a motion to approve Mrs. Emmel to act as supervisor for the Native American Summer Program.
Second.
Bells,
Yes.
Capola,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Motion carries. Number 9, discussion regarding safety and security policy for the Indiahoma Public School Ag Barn area. Right now, we don't really have a written policy with that, do we? Does OSSBA have something like that?
I will check and see, I should have done that and I didn't, but I'll try to find out about that.
That's,
I think you had told, Donna that y'all would discuss it again next week, and then she can bring some information too, to
yeah,
help maybe
that's right, yeah.
come up with a policy.
I'd like to have a policy, but I'd like to have input
Right.
from the people that use it on how we're gonna do that in order to, I think, I have a concern about the security of the equipment and stuff there, and I
Right.
also have a concern about the security of the kids that go down there. I don't want somebody hanging around in there. You know, if they drive through that gate and get there behind that bag barn, nobody sees them. Or if the gate's closed, then they gotta walk over there at least. And at least that's a deterrent.
There's a concern for the animal stock that's in there
Right.
too.
Yeah,
Somebody
'cause
go in there, and shoot them or kill them,
Poison.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
devastating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that, keeping
And
that.
expensive
Huh?
too, if that
Yeah.
happens,
Well, I know.
yeah.
Well, there was, I mean, we've already had things stolen.
Mhm.
I know the parents of one of the kids had voiced concern that they thought something was put in the food of their animal. Now, the whole thing was done. We put the fence around it. All that was done
And the gates.
to have people not wanna lock it up. I mean, it's just like,
Yeah.
a lot of money was spent to do our best to secure the area, to have it not followed, you know. If it's too much trouble to get out and unlock and lock a gate back, then maybe they would be better off having their animals maybe at home.
We've invested too much to let anybody just go through there. And, you know, I go by there all the time, they're always open, always, so
So,
we gotta do something better.
I'd like to move to establish a policy, a written policy for
Yeah.
the ag building and the ag property, and to establish a way for people who use it to sign up that they understand the rules and they will follow them and enforce them And if they do not, they need to find somewhere else for their animal.
A contract, basically.
A little contract, yeah, that's good
On
wording,
the-
thank you.
This is on the back side of the, what do they refer to, the big barn, the
The show barn?
no, is that
The animal barn?
the
The
animal
animal
barn?
Where the animals
big-
are?
The big silver or white,
Yeah,
not the small one, not the one that's been there forever, but the new one. What's that one called?
That's the-
Pig barn.
that's the
The
animal
pig
barn,
barn,
that's
okay.
where they house
So
it.
behind the pig barn, I know that when all this was going on, where things were disappearing, you could tell that somebody had been back there. Is there a light on the east side of that barn?
I'm not sure.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
So somebody
There
could be
is.
back there and you could see them? East side? East side.
Yes, there's not one on the south side.
Okay, no.
On the east
Even if you
side
go
there
around the
is.
corner,
And
east-
also
east
there's
to
a
west.
camera, I believe, on that side now.
Now, are there
Is there not a
discount?
camera?
No.
The cameras are bouncing off from up here down there.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
not a
There's
camera
cameras
on
down
there.
There's 4 cameras
It's on
down
the
there.
west end
They're
of the
coming
building,
tomorrow
right?
to show us how to get access to them. They installed them,
Right.
but we
Cameras
don't
on
have
the
them on
west
our
end of the
screen.
Right.
Well, the area she's talking about was on the
South side of the,
south.
No,
the south
the east
right?
side.
the east side.
The east side.
east
There was,
side.
there was like a bunch of like food scraps or like trash and stuff on the east side.
Oh,
And they
on
went
the
out the
back door.
out the back door, and so I was just wondering if there was a light, if there was
Yes,
light
there's
back
light.
there.
They've installed a light
Okay.
that way and this way, right? East and west.
Okay.
But not north and south.
Okay,
Carrie, when you talk to these people tomorrow, ask them if they have cameras to where we can show who's coming in and out of that gate.
Okay, I will.
All right,
Yeah.
because we can get a tag number, we can get a face, something.
Mhm.
So we know who's not locking the gate, who's unlocking it, or who's, and we're gonna hold them accountable.
I'll find out exactly where they're at, but they said that there are 4 cameras.
They're gonna be
We'll
held
see.
accountable. That's the way it is.
Okay,
Okay,
I
and
made a
I'll also-
motion to establish this, is there a second?
I'll second it.
I'll also see if OSBA has got a
Yeah.
basis to start with.
That's excellent.
Okay, so I have it moved to establish a policy and sign contract for those who utilize the barn area. Is that sound?
Mhm.
That's good enough.
And we're gonna, I know right now, we need another new lock on there.
I think they put a new lock on there not too awfully long ago,
believe
just
so.
a
No,
couple
we
of
got one
weeks.
on there, looks like you would lock a bicycle up with it.
Well, I think it's because that style is easier for them to use than the other one, which was really
Big and
hard to
large
get.
and hard to get to.
It was hard to get to. It was hard to access to
It was
unlock
like
and
a
lock.
real estate one, I think, kinda, they said. The
Yeah,
old one.
it's,
The,
Yeah.
the old one was one of those that,
You
you
can't
can't cut.
cut.
This new one is one you can cut with a.
right, and that's, I'm submitting that we get the good one, and they can learn how to rotate them tumblers to open that thing up, because they are solid. I mean, you can come in with a battery-operated angle grinder or a torch and get in there, but that's gonna take a little bit of time and effort, other than just somebody leaving that thing look like it's locked and it's not there, There's ways around it, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of liability.
Yeah.
We need Nikki.
Bells,
Yes,
Catwaller,
Yeah.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
motion carries, thank you very much. Number 10, vote to approve or not approve an additional Native American Club fundraiser as follows. A, bingo, sales receipts will be used for Native American supplies, materials, speakers, etc. for the Native American programs and trips.
They left this off, they had a list, of that possible,
Fundraiser.
fundraisers. And so they needed to have a fundraiser. They've got contributions for bingo, but we had to get approval first, so hopefully you'll approve it for them.
I make a motion to vote to approve this additional Native American fundraiser.
Second. Bells,
Yes.
Catwaller,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion passes. Number 11, review policy FE, student transfers, and vote to approve or not approve.
This is just our review. Y'all had already, approved FE, but we review it once annually, and this is the time that we review the FE policy, which says that anyone can transfer anywhere just about anymore, but if we have capacity and we're at capacity, then we do not take another
Right.
transfer. And all of our capacity numbers are 17 now, from pre-K up through grade 12. And we have one class that has 17 and one class that has 19.
Yeah.
So in those two classes, we couldn't take students.
Yeah.
And in our special needs classes, we're at capacity. So, that would eliminate taking someone with special needs, that wanted to transfer in.
Is there a discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the student transfer, the FE policy, policy FE.
Second. Bells,
Yes.
Catmuller,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Okay, I think I messed up. Okay. Then, on the next page, the first one is the transfer capacity numbers. We have to approve that separately, or was that approved in the last bill? I mean, the last motion?
Might just go ahead and make another motion.
That's worked well, having 17. That's a good
Is that a-
sized class.
That's a different item? Was
Oh,
that
yes,
a
that's a
different
different-
item?
That's a
Okay.
new, another one.
Okay.
I kinda jumped the gun talking about it.
No, that's okay. And it's something we've all dealt with before.
Yes.
So I would like to move to approve the transfer numbers, which was 17 per class, for the 2025-2026 school year.
Second.
Bells,
Yes.
Catmuller,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
All right. Motion carries. Number 13, discussion regarding annual student college remediation report.
The only one I could find on the foundation was 2016, 2017, and I called the lady and she hasn't returned my call, so if it's okay, I'll table that and report on it next time.
Okay. Oh, well, it just says call it
Just-
discussion anyway.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So I guess we can go on to number 14. Vote to approve or not approve agreement between Indiahoma Public Schools and Great Plains Tech Center to offer courses for academic credit through online curriculum providers for school year 2025-2026.
This really helps us with our accreditation because we're able to offer a lot more opportunities for our students through Great Plains. So we've done this for like many, many years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to get in all those, everything the kids are supposed to have.
I make a motion, vote to approve this agreement between Indiahoma Public Schools and Great Plains Tech Center in the year 2025-2026.
Second. Bells,
Yes.
Catmuller,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
Motion carries. Number 15, vote to approve or not approve agreement between Indiahoma Public Schools and Great Plains Tech Center to offer, instead of officer.
yes.
No, that spell check
got
doesn't catch
carried away
that.
there.
Yeah, spell check doesn't catch that. To offer academic credit as specified by the Oklahoma State Board of Education. See listing of courses that count for math, science, or computer tech credit for school year 2025-2026. Okay, is that the?
If they take like digital electronics, they can count it as a math credit, or biomedical science, human body systems. All of these are classes that if they take those, they can count for a science or math, whichever is applicable
Okay.
to that.
They take an additional math and science class.
For their-
An additional one, right,
And it is, that does go in, the required math.
right,
Okay.
right.
And required.
And they're also, that's how we, we're able to get like, our AP classes if
Oh,
we,
yeah.
if we so choose, because
Yeah.
we don't have enough here to offer that, but if the kids wanna take those, they have the opportunity to take those.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for everybody. Is there discussion?
Make a motion to approve the agreement between Indiana Public Schools and Great Plains Tech Center. Specified for math and science for 25-26.
Second.
Bells,
Yes.
Capella,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Motion carries. Number 16, vote to approve or not approve agreement between Indiahoma Public School and Great Plains Tech Center to provide the pre-engineering and biomedical science academics to Indiahoma Public School for school year 2025-26. And these are science courses
Yes, uh-huh.
that count for the required science on
Right,
high
and
school
also
training.
for AP
Yeah.
classes, like Kara said.
Is that biomedical? Is that primary chemistry?
They have some chemistry, don't they? Yes.
They, and, AP biology, and they have, human anatomy,
Oh, yeah.
and different things like
Yeah,
that.
okay.
It's inclusive in a lot of stuff.
Right.
Okay, good, thank you.
It's wonderful opportunities for our kids, for our students.
And they trade them out year for year over there as well. So, you know, they keep offering different things. You know, this year they may offer 3, next year they may switch out 1, you know, keep some basics and add something else, so.
I move to approve the agreement between Indiahoma and Great Plains Tech Center to provide pre-engineering and biomedical science academics.
I'll send all the memorandums of understanding to them tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Bells,
Yes.
Capella,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez.
Okay. Number 17, consideration and proposed executive session to conduct ongoing superintendent evaluation as identified in accordance with the provisions of 25 OS Section 307B1. And we have stuff to evaluate, so I guess we better do it. While it's fresh on our mind, I might forget by the next meeting. So I move to convene into executive session at this time.
I second.
Are y'all going, or you want us to
Bells,
get out?
Yes.
Capella,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
Ramirez. Yes.
Is there a classroom, is this